This is the Unqinggong all decked out for a holiday called Daju, which is like All Souls Day. And there are the effigies in front to celebrate and also scare away the evil spirits. And the temple was where all festivals began and ended. This is the parade of Daju. And this celebration lasted from 3 to 5 days. And this possibly was the beginning because it's a quiet parade. In the back, there it shows 2 boys. One of them could be my dad because he said he helped out at the festival. He was like an altar boy, he said. And he's holding one of the signs that says, respectful silence. So it was a quiet parade. And the banner is this beautiful dragon flag, has the words Unqinggong. It's the flag of the temple. And then in front, of course, is the American flag. And the guy wearing a hat from looked like 1920. And even though it's a quiet parade, it's one of pride. It's one of actually celebration because it's after the Great War. It's after the pandemic of 1918, in which no Chinese in Chinatown died during the flu. So this is a parade going outside Heinlenville, and it was a parade in which so many people joined because this holiday drew many, many visitors from Chinese communities, throughout Northern California. They said people had to see this. It was a really gorgeous celebration, very, very meaningful. Afterwards, after this solemn procession, people came in and there'd be a big celebration where people would go to the restaurants. There'd be a lot of feasts and there'd be food left out on the sidewalk for the ghosts. And then a lion dance. You can see how joyous it is. And there's a man holding a basket, and the basket contained firecrackers. And you could see a boy with a banner just running through town. And you could see it's very exuberant because I think the stereotype, of course, is that the Chinese were very ritualistic and they were inscrutable.
I'm still trying to figure out how to, because my project is about Daoju, the celebration of Ghost Festival, that I choose this topic because I feel very related. In Taiwan, we also have a very similar festival to celebrate, those ancestor spirits. And in Dojo, I think that is also a very distinctive festival in San Jose Japantown. And so when I look at the old document about Dojo, I see people that were gathering together and march down from maybe along the 6th Street. I feel that is very powerful and very meaningful. So the reason why I chose to have my AR world in front of a Buddhism temple, because I want to build a spiritual, also the religious connection with the current buildings in Japantown. I actually grew up in Taiwan, Kaohsiung, so it's a southern part of Taiwan. I think they also lived under a period in Taiwan. It's under control by Japan. So I think they have that experience of speaking Japanese. I have a sister and also a brother. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of normal for our generation. We have more opportunity compared to, the latest generation. We have more opportunity to get into a higher education, to receive higher education. Yeah. So actually my family, like my brother and sister and I, we all learn how to draw. It's kind of like our talent. We know how to draw something very beautiful since we are very young. But I'm the only one who keep drawing until I grew up. So my brother and sister, they give us painting and also artist practice, but I'm the only one who decided to study communication. I think that is one part I can approach to art. And my family don't really support me to do that. When I was still in Taiwan, my family always want me to go to study medical or maybe study financial. So you should go to study finance or maybe study law or maybe just don't do art. But when I went to high school, it's also a really good high school in my hometown. And then I go to that is the art class. The teacher introduced us about feminism in art, and that blew my mind. It's very powerful, and it kind of like help me to think about what can art do, not only to present something beautiful, but also to maybe share a different opinion from different people, and also you can do political critique on some social issues. I think most of my influence are female artists. I think Laurie Anderson is one of a very famous female musician and also a performer. So I'm really inspired by her art and also the design of songs. And also Donna Haraway, who write the Cyber Manifesto about to describing the relationship of human and technology and how feminism can be applied into this cyber research. So that is also one of my very important influences. Actually, I would say my critical thinking on technology is stuff from the camera and photography, because as I mentioned before, I studied feminism and a lot of my photographer friends, they are male. So the problem of male photographer is always about male gaze. So I would say that is wrong, because I do really appreciate a lot of them are really talented and can see something I can see, because we are from different opinion and also background. But also that is the one part that I start feel a little bit awkward and different, because the way I'm using camera is so different compared to those male photographers. That is something so different on this medium. And what about the other medium, maybe like programming language, how the male perspective and the female perspective is different. So it made me think about this, not because of my gender, but also because some of the experience when I'm doing photography with my friend. But not until I graduated from the university, I find a job and then work as a graphic designer in Taiwan for almost 3 years. I start to think about what is the meaning of doing those stuff, and it triggered me to think about the technology of a human, because every day my job is to do graphic design and work as a graphic designer, which means you have to rely on computer to do all the stuff. So it started to make me think about what is the meaning of keep using this tool, and maybe that is more artists already have some critical thinking on this medium. So that made me to come to America, study my MFA. When I first got here, the house owner told me, yeah, there is a Japantown if you want to, take a look and then just look around. I like the restaurant in Japantown. Most of them are really good. And also I love to go to the Buddhist temple every Saturday morning. I usually take a long walk from my house. So I like to, take a walk to Ninja Market and do a grocery shopping and then go to a Buddhist temple, just hang in there. But before I joined this project, I don't really know that was a Chinatown called Heinlenville, and also that is a normal town. So for me, that is very informative, and also it really made me feel so excited and happy because I know how the community is so diverse.
I like the fish. Yeah.
How did you hear about the Hidden Histories project?
Oh, it's from Rhonda. So Rhonda introduced us and said, well, that is a really good project. I just live in Japantown, so I definitely have to be part of it. I always have a idea, and not always have an idea, but because of my family has a really interesting connection with spiritual stuff. So I actually get inspired from my grandmother's experience. She does channeling, so she can communicate with gods or God or spiritual in Taiwan, and so I actually inspire a lot by them. And for me, that is something very mysterious. I feel the relationship with something that invisible is actually how we interact online. So you are actually talking with a lot of people you don't really know online. So it's just like how we interact with those invisible spirits and maybe some invisible stuff surrounding us. We live in the world, but that is a lot of stuff we don't really know. And now we have another world waiting for us people to explore, virtual world and physical world, and also maybe some spiritual world.